Welcome to Agproz. I wanted to be one of the first ones to welcome you guys to this platform. My name is John Crum. I'm one of the founders of Agproz, and this has truly been a passion project to be able to add value to companies and individuals. I think that people that invest in themselves and products and tools to be better, to be a little bit smarter, to be a little more agile in the field, and to get out there and make more money is truly important. So for those of you that are doing that, or for those companies that are doing that for their people, it's truly important. It's refreshing to see, and you should really be proud of yourself for doing it. So let's jump in. Let's dive in. I'm not going to waste any time. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to cover light layers of buttons, what they do, how do they function, and then in another video we'll dive deeper on how to navigate internally inside of those buttons. So let's go ahead and just jump in and get going. So what you'll see when you download Agproz, you're going to see a tan data set. So when you look at it, it's going to show your map as all tan. You'll notice that I have a little bit of green and a little bit of purple. Now, if you're wondering why, it's because when you convert a customer over to a client or prospect, it actually reflects on the map. So the greens are my customers, the purples are my prospects. And I'll go ahead and show you how to do that really fast, just in case you're navigating. But if I'm clicking on Hillview here, it pulls them up. If I hit add, it's going to ask me, do I want to add them as a client or prospect? I'm just going to go ahead and throw them as a prospect. The map reflects, it now shows Hillview Dairy as a prospect. And it also is going to show it in my list later that I'll cover with you guys. So quick, that's a way to make your map reflect kind of the way you want it to see, the way you want to see it. And some really quick, easy functioning that you can jump in and do right away. Get in there, add your customers, add your prospects. All right. So if you look on the bottom right menu, you'll see there's a little site, and that is your return to home. So wherever your home is or wherever you are in the field, that's going to bring you right back to your GPS location. Right above that is a plus sign. That's going to expand that menu. We'll start at the top and work our way down. The top is data sets. Toggle your data sets. So data sets reflect basically your level of subscription. A lot of people don't know that, but we have some other layers that we can give you access to, and this is just the beginning of these data sets that we currently have. But as those data sets grow, if you don't see access or checkable boxes here, or if they're grayed out, it's probably just because that you don't have access to them yet. So you can get in there and check that if you like. Right below that is filter map results. Filter map results, you'll see there's crops and counties. I primarily like to access just the crop side. What it does is if you're very crop specific in your job or your career, whatever it is, you can select those crops and the map is going to reflect just those crops. So if you see back here, you see every boundary has a color or a line. When you get in there and filter those results, it'll actually start removing some of those properties that don't have. So if I selected almonds, anybody that didn't have almonds, it would pull them out. So I'm only going to see what I want to see. So that's how that works. Right below that, you're going to see a drop pin. And you'll see it right there. You'll see I have one already set. And what drop pin does, it's very user identified. What I mean by that is drop pin is there for you to be creative. If you want to, you can label it whatever you want. So you can drop a pin on a property. You notice I labeled this one pump station, and this is the actual location of that pump. You can use it, like I said, however you want. There's customers that use it as identification of what sales guy's on it. We've had people list where certain equipment will be left or dropped, because it's no mystery if you guys are in the industry that this is a big piece of property, and you could say, hey, it's on the northwest corner, right next to the three-legged dog. But if you're able to drop a pin on it, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to remember where it's at and how to get back to it. So that's where drop in is. That's how it functions. Right below that, you're going to see a arrow with a line through it. Now, you notice the moment I took the line out of it, it pulled me right back to my location. Now, the reason for that is that is our follow me, or what I like to call, it's kind of the GPS for ag sales and marketers. Now, what I mean by that is, let's just say I was right here on Avenue 13 and I'm driving down the road. When this is untoggled and you're driving, it's actually going to follow you as you're driving, and it's going to start highlighting properties as you're driving. So you'll see these properties start to populate, start to pull up. So when you're driving down the road, you can just look at your map and it's giving you the list of everybody that's farming in that area around you. And that's pretty beneficial. That's really useful because you're able to see, hey, you know, as I'm driving, look, there's so-and-so, there's Madera Ag Service, there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so. And it's pretty powerful when it's doing that. And you can pull their card up right when you're driving by them and say, hey, oh man, I want to talk to that guy. I might be able to help him with my product or service. Right below that is an insanely powerful tool, which I love, one of my favorites, and that is our search feature, or as we call our hunt feature. Now that allows you to search by crops nearby, and I'll just go ahead and hit almonds, and it'll generate a list. It generates a list of anybody that owns those types of crops within about a 3 to 5 mile radius. Now there is some nuance to it, and what that is if you're zoomed out too far, and say you did a search right here, the map's not going to populate it. It kind of needs to know where about you want to do a search. So you got to zoom in far enough to be able to see some populating on the map, and then go ahead and hit your search feature and add whatever crop that you like. Usually when you do it, it's going to generate a list of the crops that are in that area and not just every crop possibly out there. Search by name is right below that. Let's just say you met somebody at lunch, or one of your co-workers was talking about a grower, and you're like, man, I wonder where he is, and I'd really like to meet him or her, shake their hand and ask them, you know, what they got going on, maybe do a little bit more business. So you can hit search by name. You do have to select the county that person farms in, and we'll go ahead and hit Fresno, and I'm going to use Ole Smith because, you know, there's always a Smith out there. When I do that, you'll notice that it populates not only company names, but it's populating people. So Agproz searches the company, and it also searches the manager / owner. So if you notice, Turlock Fruit Company doesn't have Smith in it, but when I click on it, the contact is actually Steve Smith. So that is alone insanely super powerful. So when I go into this customer, I know that I'm looking for Steve Smith, and his company is Turlock Fruit Company. You can come down here, you can navigate the mini map where it shows you where all of their parcels are, which is pretty cool. Obviously all their crops. If I want to push to directions, I can. Just make sure when you push to directions that it's populating a ranch and not, you know, someone's house in the middle of a city. No one wants that visit. But crazy powerful tool. And the like the directions and the contact information, that's going to be on every card anyway, so you can do that. You can access that from any way you want. Love the hunt tool, love the magnifying glass, love the search feature. It's the best. Right below that is set min max acres. So let's just say you guys have a product or service that somebody between 100 acres and 250 acres, it's going to benefit them. So you can plug those numbers in. Then the maps, once again, it's going to reflect the people with those acres. So we're just really trying to save you guys time, so you're not hung up searching everywhere to try to find those key customers, right? I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of customers just in California alone. And the only way for us to be the best is to be a little more efficient, be a little bit better. So filter those results, take a look at it, dive in, get to work. That covers it for the right side features and buttons. If you look on the bottom left, there's a cogwheel. That cogwheel gives you a little bit of information, allows you to log out. You can look at your account information, manage devices, that kind of stuff. When I click on the graph with the arrow, you'll see totals. Totals to me is by far my favorite section of that section. But what happens is when you start adding companies and clients to your list, totals pops up, and totals will tell you based on what crop, how many total acres there are in that county, and then how many total growers there are in that county. And then it also tells you how many you have, how many you've converted, how many you're working with versus what's still out there. Crazy powerful tool. You better be using it. Right below that's Teams. You know, Teams is more set for management, and you can kind of peer in a little bit on other people's totals and some of their information. Deals is a tool that we're reworking right now. It's super light layer. You can dive in it if you want, but you can set deals on products or services and kind of track what you're doing with those also. Right next to that is your company list. Now, this is insanely valuable to me also. So as I'm marking my customers, all these would be green marked parcels on my map, and all the prospects would be purple marked parcels on the map. Now, once they're in my list, because they're on my map, they're also here for me to navigate them, work with them. I can pull them, you know, I can add more information to them if I like. You can see, I can copy, I can Google, I can do whatever I want and see what other information's out there on them. So that alone, that little tool is super powerful. Once again, the mini maps here to navigate as I wish also. So that list becomes very valuable. You'll see right here the little list. We call it our hit list at the top. This is kind of your to-do list. You can create to-dos. You can create follow-ups. You can, let's see, I'll hit new. I'll just hit this guy. I'll put visit and save. I can push it to my calendar, or I can just add it on my hit list, and you can see it adds up right here. I can check it off. I can delete it. Long hold deletes it. Or you can just check it and it moves down the list, whatever you want to do. And then right back to the map. Once again, probably our most powerful piece, just the map and being able to search. That about covers it, guys. That is just a quick overview of the buttons and how they function. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I feel like it's super important to know how to quickly navigate the map, how to use some of the tools to make you a little bit more efficient, a little bit better, a little bit faster. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to add value to you or your company and just help you guys, help more customers, make more money. All right, appreciate you. The next video will be a little deeper dive in how those buttons function and some more internal, deeper layers of that kind of stuff. But that should get you guys going. All right, thanks guys. Take care. From all of us at the Agproz family, we appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.